So after I finished making that video, I ended kind of abruptly because I wanted to stop at the gas station and buy a sandwich or something. They have Hamish food here at this gas station here. It's not far from where I work, but I'm going to work later today, and I'm not going to work over there. I'm going to the city now for a Binnacle conference, but I wanted to share something that just struck me about this. I was cognizant, and then when I came out, I had even more to say. And today, I'm dressed differently than I dress every day. Although I dress like this sometimes, but to put on a tie and a blue shirt and a kapota instead of a rekel or a bekisha, a frock coat instead of, which is a more modern, style, general modern style. And then just thinking the difference of how last night I went to the Rebbe's chasana, so I wore a bekisha all day, which I generally do because I was Rav in the Bismedrash for a while. And I have certain bekishas that I wear on the weekdays and certain bekishas I wear on Shabbos. And generally, either or I have a Rebbe Sherekel, more than one, kind of the lighter end version, but that's generally what I wear. It depends on the situation, depends on where I am and what. But going to the Rebbe Shachasna, putting on the Strimal and Bekish anyway, so I just wear a Bekish that I would generally wear on a weekday anyway, and brought the Strimal with me, and for the Chasna I wore Strimal, so I didn't have a chance to go to the mikveh in the morning. I knew a mikveh nearby in Muncie, because usually at work I prefer to have the payas back, also for safety reasons. You never know, someone could pull your hair or something, could be in danger, and so to keep it rolled up is much safer anyway. And generally that's the style I go on the weekdays and Shabbos. With the Strimal, I think it just looks better with the payas down, especially I don't have such a big beard. So it's just maybe if I had a bigger beard, the Strimal would look okay without the payas. I don't know, just my own personal feeling. I don't know. So but I was just thinking of the difference of how I'm dressed, because I'm going to this rabbinical conference and I kind of want to fit in with the other rabbis who are not Hasidic rabbis, the more modern rabbis, even though I won't fit in exactly. I'll be making a certain statement, but not 100% statement. That I'm different, but I'm still cool. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Same thing. Like I said, when I'm ministering to Jewish people who are not from, and even when I minister to non-Jews more, so I prefer to wear like a graduation gown or something to represent myself in a ministerial way, which the chief rabbis in England, they dress like that, so I don't think it's chukas hagoy, even though I've had discussions about whether or not it's chukas hagoy, but you see that the chief rabbis of England, they're Erlich, and that's how they dress. I think every Rav of a shul in England is supposed to, maybe now they changed it, but that's a traditional thing, is they should wear the robes and things. So, and I personally like that style, but I'm not officiating it anywhere now. I'm here, going to a shiur, basically. But anyway, what I wanted to say was, last night I'm there with the Rebbe, my payas down, the Strimal, Bekisha. It creates a different atmosphere for me too, and that was something I want to reflect on in this question of Hasidic devotions. So one is the devotion of going to the Rebbe, but the other devotion is the levush, is the garb. And I was thinking of that just before I went into the store, and then there were a few other Hasidic people there, at the store, and one, I mean, I can understand, but there's a language barrier, there's all kinds of issues. But this one fellow, he just very abruptly, whatever he had to say, the credit card machine's broken. He didn't say excuse me, good morning, anything. And I always say good morning, or always try to be polite. People say to me, wow, the other people in your culture are so rude and you're so polite. And I try to explain, it's a language barrier. I mean, to most, people from Mexico, whether they're Mexican Americans or whether they're legal immigrants or whatever, usually the Mexican Americans are more polite. The legal immigrants, they try to be polite, but they usually, there's a language barrier. They're communicating just to exist, it's the same thing. And it's a different culture, and there are different standards of what's polite, what's not polite. And everybody, learns, but if you live, in a more closed society, there's different things, and all different. Generally, people will learn etiquette eventually, but the Hasidic community is a little bit different. Even though Derek Harris Katan Torah, it's a very important thing. So I was going to say something to this younger man, without friend shine, but I feel it's not my place. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Maybe he'll see this video and maybe, or someone else will see it and they'll wake up. I mean, my wife became a Gioris because it was a Hasidic lady sat next to her on the subway who had derech eretz for her. That's all. That's what. Just being kind. She didn't talk about anything religious, spiritual, nothing. Just we're friendly, and that 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 changed her whole life, and my feeling, and in a way, I felt like if I would have been dressed like him with the talis cotton on top and a vest instead of a tie and a blue shirt, I'd be making a bigger statement by being polite, but still, I'm demonstrating by being polite. It takes 2 seconds, and most people are polite, but some people are not, and when people are not polite, it's a different story, but I feel like if I set a good example, it's better than giving mussar. Even though the guy in front of me maybe didn't see me being polite, but the guy behind me also with the talis cotton on top, also maybe he saw me being polite. So, what's all these flags on this car? I don't know what that is. What's that all about? It's like orange flags. This is something, I don't know, it's a funeral or something, I don't know. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. And, I remember when I went to Uman in the airport in Kiev, there was a gentleman, I don't know if he was South African or British, or I think he was South African. This we're talking about 11 years ago, so I don't remember so well. And he was dressed in a modern levush, and he was giving mussar to the Hasidim who were not being so polite. And he said, yeah. And so the guy with the modern levush, he said, yeah, but I don't dress with the levush, so I don't have to be. I don't have to represent as much. But you wear the whole levush, you have to represent more. So again, does it work for everybody? No, but ideally it should help. I mean, I know I still struggle with it. I remember Shidlafter Rebbe Zukazon Zayin in Yerushalayim. He told me a story. He said someone told him. He said that he had a gates are hard to go somewhere wrong, but then he reminded himself, I'm in Germany, where is Vasazakin, and I can't go to such a place. Now, I don't know if the story was that it was Motzei Shabbos, he's still wearing the Vasazakin, which has helped me personally, that I can't change out of these clothes until I eat Malava Malka. So usually. I don't. I mean, I might sometimes. I don't know. My wife was upset at me at Monster Bash, so like once they Shabbos, I changed it to weekday clothes right after Havdalah. But I didn't. It's mostly because we're like sitting on the grass for the outdoor movie, and it's just like or whatever it is. So, but even just this week, it saved me. It didn't help the next day, weekday clothes, but it helped. It helped me. Maybe let's say Shabbos. So. We should all do tshuva. I have to do tshuva. We all have to do tshuva. But a lot of people are like, why do you have to wear this levush, this and that? And like, if it helps you to be more ehrlich, then it's a gewaldige thing, And hopefully it should help it, whatever. Even if you just wear a yarmulke, even whatever it is. Like my friend, he said that. He wore his tzitzis out when he went to college, even though he's Sephardi and the Sephardim usually don't. He's a Rizal, but he said Chacham Avadia said that if you need for chizik, it's okay. You should, and we should all get chizik from whatever, whether it's the tzitzis, the yarmulke, even without the tzitzis. Just knowing you're a Jew should be enough chizik. Knowing you're a child of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and when will my deeds come to the level of my ancestors' deeds? Meaning, and even if you're a ger, you're Ben Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. So, we paskin, and we say Elokei Avram, Elokei Yitzchak, Elokei Yaakov, even a ger, even though the Mishnah says different, but that's not how we paskin. So, it's like Nachman Bresler spoke about a silent scream, and how the Rebbe Zusha said you should always be dancing in your heart. And the same thing, no matter what you do, you should you feel like you're wearing a kolpik and a tillip and carrying a cane, no matter what, that's how you should feel. God bless. Even if you're wearing a baseball cap or not even covering your head, you should walk around feeling like you're dressed like a big tzaddik, and that's chus. We should be zeicher to all kinds of good things. To learn to daven, to mitzvahs masim tovim, and do everything right. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the best.